This video is not intended for children.
Hello everyone. Our topic this week was requested by Sultan Al-Mula. We'll be going over Geno from the Mario RPG. Spoilers for said game.
Okay, so to understand Geno, we need to do a little bit of story setup. As always, Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars takes place, unsurprisingly, in the Mushroom Kingdom, the setting for most of the Mario games. The main conflict, though, arises with the arrival of the game's antagonist, Smithy. Bowser is actually a reluctant ally in this game. Smithy is a metal creature with some form of limited shapeshifting capability that leads a cadre of sentient anthropomorphic weapons, the Smithy Gang. The Smithy Gang is from some other world. However, they wish to conquer the Mushroom Kingdom and rule it for themselves. To that end, Smithy sends the powerful and enormous Exor to establish a beachhead for their forces. Exor is a giant sword. Seriously, he is taller, pommel to sword tip, than Bowser's castle, and he was essentially the first wave of Smithy's forces all by himself. Exor comes crashing down out of the sky, burying himself into Bowser's castle and sending Bowser, Peach, and Mario flying to distant corners of the Mushroom Kingdom in the process. The trio were right in the middle of their age-old kidnap, battle, rescue routine at the time.
A major and seemingly unintended consequence of Exor's landing, however, was the shattering of the Star Road. The Star Road appears in one form or another in several Mario games. In Mario RPG, we learn that it is very important to the world at large. When a creature makes a wish, that wish becomes a star and eventually makes its way to the Star Road. If the wish is then granted, that star becomes a shooting star and falls to the Mushroom Kingdom to land on Star Hill, a place scattered with the remains of fulfilled wishes, presumably since time immemorial. There are distinct allusions to the Star Road's wish fulfillment functions pulling double duty as the source of hope in the Marioverse. People are certainly hopeful throughout the game, even with the Star Road shattered, but in a world where no wishes can be fulfilled, hope seems, to our eyes, to be the kind of thing that would fade away if things weren't put back together. When Exor fell to the earth, it knifed through and shattered the Star Road into 7 star pieces. This would be the source of the game's name, each of which fell to different places in the Mushroom Kingdom. With the road gone, wishes were still being made and thus still forming into stars, but with no road, they simply fell back to Star Hill without being granted. Unsurprisingly, this was considered a very serious problem by most of those who were in the know. This is where Geno comes in.
Geno is, by all accounts, some form of star spirit, sent to the Mushroom Kingdom to help find all the pieces of Star Road and put it back together. As a spiritual entity, Geno has no physical body to speak of, and instead possesses a surprisingly well-armed child's toy, called Geno, from whence he takes his name. Geno has a real name, but apparently these star spirits have their own very difficult to pronounce language, and as such his true name is simply denoted as unintelligible characters, because weird languages are existent in every RPG. We note that this toy he possessed is oddly well armed because, while we assume the vast majority of Geno's powers come from the star spirit inhabiting the doll, before Geno possesses the doll, Mario plays a game with the Toad child who owns it, and while doing so, the kid fires a shot from one of the toy's literal gun hands that misses his intended target, another toy, and hits Mario instead, knocking him out. Geno in fact notes that he selected the Geno toy as his host out of all of the child's other toys because it, quote-unquote, appeared to be the strongest.
Whilst possessed, Geno can fire ammunition from his gun hands as well as attack with various star-themed abilities, such as colorful meteor showers and the like. He even has an attack that, when timed correctly, button combinations feature prominently in the game's combat system, deals maximum allowable game damage to non-boss enemies. Statistically, he's one of the best characters in the game, which the game designers balance out by giving him some of the weakest gear in the game. So he starts off more powerful overall than the rest of the game's cast, but they all catch up to or surpass him by the game's end. During the game, Geno proves to be both a genuinely wholesome and decent person. He's particular about wanting to make sure the Geno doll is returned to its child owner when his mission is finished, for example, as well as a font of knowledge. In fact, it is only because of Geno that Mario and company even learn about what happened to the Star Road. When Geno first possessed the doll, he immediately went off in search of the star pieces. Oddly, he can't sense them or anything, but he finds one quickly enough anyway, which is when he encounters Mario and the rest of the crew. Mario and friends had been stomping around battling the forces of the Smithy Gang, more than one of whom had stumbled across the broken Star Road fragments. Neither Mario nor the Smithies had any idea what the Star Road fragments were for, but they seemed important, so they were collecting them anyway. So, when Mario and friends banded together with Geno to take out one of the Smithy Gang's lieutenants, who was in possession of a Star Road fragment, Geno told them the importance of the Star Road and enlisted their aid in finding the remaining pieces so that it could be put back together and the world set aright. In return, Geno vowed to help put a stop to the Smithy Gang's antics.
They then proceeded to travel all across the Mushroom Kingdom, battling members of the Smithy Gang, both great and small, until they'd found 6 of the 7 fragments. Out of other ideas, the group traveled to Bowser's castle and did battle with Exor, which they'd learned acted as a gate to the Smithy Gang's world. While Smithy and his ilk hadn't originally known the value of the Star Road fragments, some of their people had overheard Geno telling Mario and the others about it, and thus the rest of the game had consisted of the 2 factions racing each other to find the pieces. With just one left, it seemed that the Smithy Gang had it, and Mario and friends proved to be correct in their guess. They defeated Exor, traveled through his portal to Smithy's home realm, a factory constantly churning out more anthropomorphic weaponry. The group battled through hordes of enemies until finally encountering Smithy himself at the heart of the factory, where he had seemingly attached the final star fragment to his own chest. He knew if he could keep the Star Road from reforming, he and his gang could populate the world with weaponry and rule uncontested, and so refused to give it up. After a fierce battle, Smithy lay defeated, and the final star fragment was recovered. His purpose complete, Geno bid the others farewell, left his host all, and flew off into the sky, reforging the Star Road as the others fled Smithy's factory. With Smithy's death, Exor disintegrated, closing the portal to the Smithy Gang's world, leaving the Mushroom Kingdom safe from continued attack, while, up in the clouds, the cycle of wishing and wish-granting was renewed, and with it, the hope of the Mushroom Kingdom.
And that's basically Geno, Star Angel, friendly poltergeist thing of the Mario RPG. As a quick note, there won't be a lore video next week because we're lame and don't want to work over Christmas. So, early Merry Christmas from our lore corner, and we hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave us a like and maybe share it with someone you know might like it. If you have ideas for lore videos you'd like to see us do after Christmas, do like Sultan Al-Mula and let us know in the comments down below. If you'd like to see more videos from us in the future, be they lore, let's play, or other, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
In the meantime, this has been True Masters and Morons, signing off. Thanks for watching this video. If you'd like to see more like it, hit that subscribe orb.
To see our last Let's Play, click or tap the link on the right.
For our last lore video, click the link on the left.
Thank you to all of our patrons for making these videos possible.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.